graffiti on a wall in the city of Derra. Their subsequent treatment involving torture and for some death caused outrage. Some escaped, forced into exile, and our correspondent Fergal Keane has met some of them in this exclusive report. You're watching BBC News. It's 11:15. Let's remind you of our headlines here on BBC News. The United States and China have said they'll work together to persuade North Korea to give up its nuclear weapons. Efforts to control the measles outbreak in South Wales are being stepped up with the opening of more vaccination drop-in clinics. More than 100 passengers and crew have survived after a plane crashed into the sea off Bali after falling short of the runway. In a moment, Amsterdam's most famous museum reopens after a 10-year makeover. Sport now for a full roundup from the BBC Sports Centre. We can join Andrew. Thank you very much. We'll be having a look at what's making the headlines in the morning papers at 11:30 with our guests Sonia Thomas and Vincent Moss. But here's a quick preview of the front pages now. The Observer's main headline says millions of people in Africa and Asia face starvation because of the changes in the world's weather. The Independent on Sunday has a stark front page with the headline Guantanamo, Obama's shame, saying 86 inmates have been cleared for release but are still held by the US. The Mail on Sunday has an interview with Lindsay Sandiford, the grandmother sentenced to death in Bali for drug smuggling. The Sunday Telegraph has more details of Baroness Thatcher's funeral under a simple headline, a monument to her greatness. The Sunday Times main headline claims the first death is feared following the outbreak of measles in South Wales after children were not vaccinated against MMR. The Sunday Express says pupils are suing schools over cuts and grazes. Becoming a do-it-yourself estate agent could become easier as the government is changing the rules on selling houses over the internet. Private sale websites to help find buyers will be given even greater freedom to operate. As a result, sellers could save thousands of pounds. But is it really a good idea, or could you end up wasting rather than saving money? Brian Milligan reports. The Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam has officially reopened after renovations that have taken a decade to complete. The famous neo-Gothic cathedral-like building holds the world's largest collection of Rembrandts. Anna Holligan was there and sent this report. No wonder they're celebrating. Time for a look at the weather forecast. Can't promise a fanfare, but we can cross the newsroom and join Thomas Schaffenafter, has resigned. It follows weeks of speculation about Mr Fayyad's future. He's been at odds with President Mahmoud Abbas over the West Bank's economic policy following the resignation of the finance minister last month. Our Middle East correspondent Wira Davis explains the significance of the resignation. The Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam has officially reopened after renovations that have taken a decade to complete. The famous neo-Gothic cathedral-like building holds the world's largest collection of Rembrandts. Anna Holligan was there and sent this report. Lots to celebrate. Time for a look at the weather forecast now with Thomas Schaffenafter. This is BBC News. I'm Martine Crocxall. The headlines at midnight. Now on BBC News, it's time for reporters.